Hey, this is Carl, and welcome to another episode of Statues I Wish I Can Afford. So stay tuned. So for the guys who are new here, this is where I will be sharing pieces that I am currently interested in. Also pieces that I have passed on the pre-order this month, and pieces that I did pre-order or paid for the follow-up payments. I will also be sharing some thoughts on the statues, on why I like them or pass on them, and you will also be able to see which pieces that I will be receiving soon. So without further ado, let's start. We have the prototype reveal for a Batman statue. Pre-order has kinda failed for this one previously because obviously the sale was quite low. But the studio went ahead anyway and made the prototype. Hopefully sales will be better this time around. Anyway, I love the colors that was used on the prototype. They definitely pop. They are very vibrant, which I prefer actually. I think the bats on the cape design is the selling point for the statue, but I believe it would have been better without it, unfortunately. But that's just my opinion, and I think it's very subjective anyway. Next is we have an army of Hulks. We have the green, the red, the gray, and the compound one. Honestly, I don't even know if the compound Hulk is found in the comics. Might be just a custom or fan art thing. Anyway, all the Hulks are similar except for, of course, their portraits. This is the best Hulk or Red Hulk portrait I've seen so far for both custom and license, of course. If I didn't have a Red Hulk already, I'll most likely be all over this Red Hulk. And the gray one honestly looks really good as well. And I don't even have a gray Hulk yet, but I don't know if I should get one. Anyway, so I definitely need to think about this one. Next is the prototype reveal for this Emma Frost for both the white and the black versions. Again, I honestly don't know if the black version is in the comics, but I gotta say, it looks very sexy. Everything is sexy in black, right? I don't think I need to say more for the prototype reveal. I think it already speaks for itself. Titinon did a great job on the paint, by the way. Next is the Harley Quinn by my favorite female sculptor. All their DC females has been amazing thus far, and obviously this Harley did not disappoint as well. Love the portraits, they look very beautiful, and of course Harley is as sexy as ever. Next is a resurrected project. Actually, there's gonna be two of them in this list. So the first one is Hella. I have this actually on pre-order, and honestly, can't believe I almost got scammed by the studio. He was so active then and then became obviously inactive. I guess that's what happened when you have a lot of failed sculpts or projects. Anyway, here she is once again, and obviously I am still very interested. Next is another prototype reveal, and it's by the same studio as the Emma Frost, and we have this Jean Grey and its Dark Phoenix variant or version. Obviously, the paint came out amazing. The prototype now is even way better than the renders, obviously. Both the Emma Frost and Jean Grey prototype makes you want to pre-order it, don't you? Lots of prototype reveals on this list. Next one is a nullified Miles Morales Spider-Man. I'm actually really digging this one as I need this in my collection, I believe. Plus, it's actually sculpted by one of my favorite Spider-Man sculptors. And I don't even have a statue that was sculpted by him yet. So I believe this will be the first. Another prototype reveal, but this time this is not from Marvel or DC Comics. We have the prototype reveal for this Luke and Leia diorama. This is based from the original poster from the Star Wars Episode 4 movie, which was A New Hope. So it's quite iconic and a great statue to remember that movie or franchise by. Next is we have the prototype reveal for this Namor. Finally, it has been a while thanks to the old factory. Glad the studio transferred it to a different one now. Anyway, I still believe this is the best Namor or Kukulkan around. Obviously, I love the sculpt, love how muscular this Namor is, and even comes with tons of switch out or tons of heads for the switch out. Next is the part 2 of those resurrected projects that I mentioned previously, and we have this museum type Odin. I have this on pre-order and obviously I am still interested on getting this. Glad it was picked up by a different studio, a well-known studio that is. Though it's gonna be greatly delayed as well as Hella obviously. But the good side is nobody gets scammed because you no longer have to pay the full balance to get the statue. You just need to pay for your balance. Next is the prototype reveal of this museum-type Sabertooth. Again, it's painted by Titino Naxud, and her team definitely did a great job on this Sabertooth. It actually made me want to sell my XM Sabertooth for this one. This is definitely one of the best Sabertooths around that you can still buy. Obviously, the Alejandro Pereira Sabertooth, which is I think a Sabertooth Grail, is definitely better, but that's gonna be quite expensive at this point. And this is more affordable. Next is not a prototype but a full reveal for this Samurai Wolverine. It comes in two versions, which is the armored one or the no armor one, or as they call it, the primitive version. I really like the sculpt, obviously. However, I would have hoped for a fully masked or fully helmed portrait, but they are all showing his face. But I kind of understand why they did this, because if Wolverine was wearing a helm or something, then this statue will probably most likely be just a samurai statue and it wouldn't be Wolverine anymore. But anyway, it would have been a great switch out. Next is a partial reveal of the prototype for this Kane Parker Scarlet Spider-Man. They haven't revealed yet the photos of him masked, obviously. But the portrait on this look amazing. What's even more amazing is that this one is actually painted by the factory's master painter. So you could expect that the production unit will be very, very close to this quality. I don't know if there's any Kane Parker Spider-Man around, but this one will most likely be on the top of the list. Next is we have the full reveal for this Spawn statue. It is sculpted by, of course, Caleb Nefson, if you can't already tell by the renders. This is actually a naked Spawn. He isn't in his usual black suit or black costume. But maybe if you get a kit, you can still get away with painting it black. Caleb did definitely a great job on this and a very good addition to Spawn collectors. Next is a character that I've been waiting for quite some time to get, and we have the Spider-Man 2099. Of course, I am waiting for a 2099 Spidey that is either museum or in a crouching type pose, and this definitely hit that. I could only wish for some textures to be added to his costume to make it more modern, but the sculpt is already looking pretty good, and I am definitely interested. Last on the list, and it has been quite a long interest list, but there won't be any for pre-orders that I have passed on this video. So everything will be about statues that I'm interested in and I've paid for PO or follow-up payments. So last item is the unworthy Thor riding Toothgnasher, or you could also say this is a young Thor version. This is sculpted by Angad Singh, one of the better sculptors that I actually like around. Definitely a very great Thor statue to own, great presence thanks to Toothgnasher. Even comes with a lot of switch out. You will most likely have all Thor's weapon here. Next will be statues that I pre-ordered or paid for follow-up payments. First is I pre-ordered this Frieza. It's from Revenge Studio, a studio that I haven't heard of before actually. I wanted to stay away from other studios, but this one just looks pretty good to say no to. I pre-ordered it the moment pre-order went up, and I'm actually glad that I did because it was already sold out a few hours after. Really looking forward for this statue, and probably might be the best museum type Frieza around, but I could be wrong, and that's very subjective. Next is I paid for the third payment for this Hulkbuster. I'm hoping this statue will actually ship this year. I think it's highly possible that it will ship third quarter. Hopefully I don't jinx it. Can't wait to put this next to my Avengers collection. Next, I pre-ordered another Dragon Ball statue, and we have this Kid Buu, or a Kid Majin Buu. This is from a studio called Figure Class. All this stuff from the studio has been very, very solid. I actually have their Super Saiyan Namek on pre-order as well. So I guess all my villains will be museum type statues, while my Super Saiyans will be in this very big aura basis, similar to that of my Goku Ultra Instinct. Next, I pre-ordered this Nightcrawler for my X-Men lineup. This is actually sculpted by Alejandro Pereira, which I think was a factor on finally me pre-ordering a Nightcrawler. Lots of good one out there and even on the same Danger Room bases that I collect, but I kinda don't trust those studios, especially the one who scammed me of a Magneto statue. It has been 4 years already since pre-order has opened for this specific Magneto, and oddly enough, the prototype for their Joker on Throne, I think you've already seen that was sculpted by Caleb Nepson and painted by Titinon, is still progressing since the prototype was just revealed recently. For the guys who watch my videos and has that Joker on pre-order, maybe you could please tell the commissioner, Alberto, to please reply to us in his group. Yes, he does have a group, which I believe you guys probably was not invited. So if you are wondering why, and it's probably because Alberto doesn't want you guys to see us complaining in the group on where the Magneto statue is. And I'm really quite amazed this Joker on Throne pre-order has opened, and I believe it's quite successful since there was hype behind it. But there are guys like me and the others inside the group who are waiting for our statues that Alberto has not sent to us, and it has been 4 years. And I do believe the pre-order for the Joker on Throne was secretly open so that he can continue commissioning stuff while scamming us behind the scenes. Anyway, hope he gets called out. And I appreciate the help if you can tell Alberto to ship our statues. And finally, last on the list and last of the Dragon Ball statues is I pre-ordered this Piccolo from White Hole Studio. I usually would have gone for a museum type or the simpler version for the Piccolo, but I opted to just get the exclusive version with all the extra switch out. Doesn't take a lot of space anyway, plus I like the aura on Piccolo and the levitating pose. So that's the end of the episode. What do you guys think of the pieces mentioned in the video? Let me know if you think I've missed some pretty good pieces this month. Thanks for watching and see you again next month. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this.